Should one guy own all the land in the United States and control the food supply? Well, Bill Gates seems to think so, or at least he's trying, because I looked it up and it says here Bill Gates, America's top farmland owner, which is pretty crazy, right? So, welcome back to my channel. This is Real World Problems. My name's Brian, and let's get into it. Okay, so here it says here Bill Gates, tech billionaire, owns more farmland than anyone else in the United States, over 269,000 acres over 19 states. Okay, so I was curious myself, how big 269,000 is. That's that's a pretty big number, right? Most people don't even own an acre, in the United States, So for him, one man owning this much property, that is very impressive. So let's look it up. So I looked it up by state, and you can see down here, Colorado is the winner. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so Colorado is 269,000 acres. So if you think about it, all combined, Bill Gates owns the equivalent of the state of Colorado, which is crazy, right? That is on the map here. That's the purple mark there. That is a big chunk of the United States. One man owns. So what is he going to do with all that land? What is his agenda? Is he just growing food? Is he just going to be Farmer Gates, and going out there and just, trying to feed the world? Or does he have ulterior motives, right? So let's continue on this thing here. So it says he started buying farmland in 2014 to an investment firm called Cascade Investments. So Cascade Investments, apparently is some sort of weird, LLC or something. He's probably hiding his name, so that way when, he buys up these little small farmlands, it doesn't say Bill Gates on the title, right? They'll just say Cascade Investments. And yeah, so that's one way to cover, who's buying this land, because I'm sure if some of these farmers knew that Bill Gates was buying it, they might not sell it to him. Yeah, so, and really 2014, that is a very short period of time, right? That's less than 9 years ago. And for him to own, equivalent to maybe a 50th of the United States in 9 years, that is crazy. So it says here, he also owns stakes in hotels, railways, and other businesses. So what kind of got to me was this railways, right? So I used to work for another company that used to buy land all the time, and one land in particular that they were interested in was land next to railroads, right? And so why is that? Because if you own the parts of railways that are next to your property, then you can control how you distribute your product, right? So you control the modes of transportation. You control a lot, right? And so he's in control of the railways and the food production in all these areas, right? Which is pretty crazy. Okay, so it says his farmland portfolio is worth an estimated 690 million, includes crops like soybeans, corn, cotton, potatoes, and carrots. So, why is he, farming in all these things? So if you go on a little further here, it says Gates says he's interested in sustainable agriculture and innovation and sports research for plant-based meats, biofuels, and climate change. So he's not buying these farmland to, just because he wants to, just because he wants to be a farmer, right? He's doing it because he has an agenda, right? He has an agenda for climate change. He has agenda for plant-based meats, because I heard that he's basically a big investor in, I believe, Impossible Meats, which makes burgers for like Burger King and stuff like that, and which is huge right now. They're trying to make burgers that are similar to meat, but they're not. And now there's a lot of conspiracies out there that people like Bill Gates actually want to feed us bugs, right? And which is pretty crazy because they're saying that they want to give us protein, and a lot of vegetables don't have the protein content in them that they'd like, but the bugs do, And so if they mix some bugs in with your food, you could have a nice protein patty, right? Which is pretty gross. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but they're working on it, and it is a thing. So let's keep going here. It says some critics suspect he has ulterior motives, such as controlling the food supply, influencing public policy, and profiting from land appreciation. So I think it's a little bit of everything, right? Because if you got, if you control that much land, you're going to control the food supply, right? And or at least a large chunk of it. So he can control like who he sells to. If he, wants to sell all the food to overseas for whatever reason, he can do that. He could sell to local, and he can control, what's in the food as well. So if he wants to feed his, if he wants to, fertilize his crops with a certain thing or use genetically altered seeds or something, he can do all that stuff, right? Because he has control over that land. And it's up to us to buy it, but if we don't have any alternatives, then we might have to eat his food, right? And then, of course, influencing public policy, that is a given, because if you are in control of food, you basically control the world, right? There's a lot of dictators out there that are using food as a weapon. And so let's say you have an area of your country that's not behaving properly, that are according to you, and you could literally cut off that part of the population of food for a week or a month, and then and then all of a sudden, they're behaving now because they're starving to death, right? So that's pretty crazy. There's a lot of that going on in the world right now. It's a new tactic that these dictators are using, which is not good. And then profiting from the land appreciation. If you own, a huge chunk of land and, property values are doubling and tripling in price, man, that's just money in the bank for this guy. That just makes him even richer. What better investment is real estate, right? Real estate, because they're not making any more land, right? And so if he buys it all up, there's even less of it. So hopefully he leaves some for the rest of us. Let's keep going here. Others see him as a savvy investor who recognizes the value and potential of farmland, especially in the world facing environmental and social challenges. So people think that, he's saving the world, right? And I noticed down the right-hand corner down here, this spot makes me puke right here. So it says, saving the world with Bill Gates is one of the most influential and wealthy people in the world. He co-founded Microsoft, the software giant that revolutionized personal whatever. So I don't know who says he's saving the world, but really, I don't know. I beg to differ. I think he's actually could be the end of us, but allegedly, right? Because he's talking. He was talking about just some crazy stuff. He's talking about putting stuff in the atmosphere to block the sun, so to reduce climate change, and geez, didn't they make some movies about that? Where they tried stopping climate change by blocking the sun. They end up turning this to an ice cube. So it's not good, right? So that's about it. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Bill Gates should be controlling all of our food and feed us bugs and all that stuff, or do you think that we should support our local farmers and support the little guy, and hopefully we can keep those farms to keep our food supply safe and away from greedy guys like Bill Gates? So tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and peace out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.